Hey guys, today we're taking a look at Dead Estate. This is a game that I was in the middle of preparing a first impression style video for, but it is just so darn good that I feel like I have to make a review on it. So let's get right into it. The gameplay is highly influenced by classic roguelikes like The Binding of Isaac and Enter the Gungeon, but it's been shrunk down into this tight, claustrophobic, haunted mansion, and it's absolutely brilliant. Our story starts with our female protagonist, Jules, hitching a ride from the trucker Jim,
My name is Jeff.
who kind of looks like a Pepega meme, but when the truck breaks down in the middle of the night, they're chased by ghouls and haunted creatures into this deadly mansion called Dead Estate. And this is where the fun begins. You can choose to play as Jim or Jules. Jim starts with less speed. He's a less agile character, but he does start with a pistol or a handgun. Jules is much more agile, but starts with less health and a shotgun, which has a 3-shot spread. And then you're on your way onto the bottom floor of this mansion. The rooms, as you can see right off the bat, are just so tiny. They're so tight, and you do have the ability to jump. So as you'll learn through experience, if you hold the jump button, you can actually jump higher, and you're able to jump over obstacles, over enemies. There are these pillars around the room, which are the bane of my existence because I kept running into them and getting stuck early on. You need to learn to move around the room. Is basically it. These rooms are so tiny, and as in any roguelite, if you're not moving, you're already dead. As you move about the randomized floors, you'll discover chests which can hold items, weapons. There are a ton of different weapons actually that are a lot of fun to play with. The items will give you kind of permanent buffs, and you'll also find a fitting mix of NPCs for this haunted mansion, including a witch, a PhD or a pretty hot doctor, a weapons master, someone who you can buy guns from. All of these people require you to spend money, which you can earn by defeating enemies or by blasting open every jar in every single room, hoping to find the golden leech, which will give you bukus of money.
Oh my God! Wow!
So there is a lot of randomization in these runs, and I absolutely love it. Every time I died, I felt like I died too early, and I had to go for one more run. As you defeat the bosses, which are gruesome and grisly, and ascend to further floors, the enemies do mutate and they become more difficult to defeat. It's a really solid gameplay loop. The colorful but gruesome art style is something that really stands out to me too. Within each room, you'll find classic haunted mansion tropes like spooky paintings on the wall, cloth-covered chairs for no reason, and of course, plenty of disgusting enemies to fight. I think this guy is my favorite. I've shown a bunch of them, but this guy is my favorite with the wide open gaping hole in his chest just spewing blood at you. I do have one minor issue with the art, but it's actually not per se in the world, it's in the user interface. Every single corner of the screen is used for your health, your money, your weapon, and the map. I would much prefer several of these things to be condensed into one corner. I think if you turn the health bar sideways and shrunk it down a little bit, you could also put the money and the weapon up there. That way your eye doesn't have to travel all over the screen all the time. As it is now, it kind of plays into the claustrophobic effect of the small rooms. They feel even more cramped because the user interface is oversized purposefully, and it does give it more of that arcade style look. I would just prefer it to be a little more simplified and streamlined. So the question is, should you play Dead Estate? Yes, 1,000 times yes. If you've ever enjoyed a roguelike game, I can almost guarantee that you will like this. It is equal parts The Binding of Isaac, Enter the Gungeon, with just the number of items that you can find, the amount of crazy weapons that you can find and utilize, and as always, pretty near perfect randomized runs. I can see Dead Estate becoming a cult classic like The Binding of Isaac. I think it has all the right pieces and will just continue to get better with time if the developer sticks with it. I can already see myself forming arguments for Dead Estate for my favorite game of this year. Check out this video on the left for another one of my favorite games this year, or watch the playlist on the right for 10 great indie games from every month. See you on the other side.